What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever taken on someone? For me, it all started with my cousin Mark. He was 2 years older than me, and from the time we were kids, he seemed to live for embarrassing me. If I wore a new shirt, he'd point it out loudly and ask if I borrowed it from the thrift store. If I got a haircut, he'd call it the bowl cut special. Whenever our family got together, I became his punchline. At first, I thought maybe this was just what cousins did, but over time, it was obvious he singled me out. He never teased our other cousins the way he did me. And the adults, they always let him get away with it. If I complained, they'd laugh it off. Oh, that's just Mark being Mark. If I got upset, suddenly I was too sensitive. So I learned to keep quiet, even as his jokes chipped away at me year after year. The worst moment came one summer at a big family barbecue. We had about 30 relatives over, people I barely even knew that well. Out of nowhere, Mark grabbed my phone when I wasn't looking, hooked it up to the Bluetooth speaker, and blasted a recording of me singing. Now, I wasn't a good singer. It was something I did in private, for fun, something that made me happy. Hearing my own shaky voice echo across the backyard while everyone laughed and pointed was pure humiliation. I remember standing there frozen, my ears burning, my heart pounding in my chest. My parents gave me that awkward smile, half apology, half don't make a scene. And Mark, he bowed, like he'd just delivered the punchline of the century. That was the night something snapped in me. I realized Mark would never stop, not unless I made him. But I didn't want to scream or fight. That would just give him more material. No, I wanted something cleaner, smarter. I wanted to beat him at his own game. And that's when I remembered his secret Instagram account. I'd stumbled across it a few months earlier, and it was laughably fake. Mark was pretending to be this globe-trotting, luxury living influencer. One post had him in Paris, except there were English street signs in the background. Another showed him leaning on a Ferrari, but the watermark from the rental company was still visible. He even posted a screenshot of a bank balance that looked like it had been made in Microsoft Paint. Most people would have rolled their eyes and scrolled past, but I quietly started collecting screenshots. Every bad Photoshop, every ridiculous caption, every fake flex, I saved them all. Part of me thought maybe I was being petty. Another part thought, just wait, the chance came sooner than I expected. At the next family gathering, Mark slipped right back into his usual role, mocking me in front of everyone. This time, it was about girls, how I'd never get a girlfriend, and probably still had a crush on cartoon characters. Everyone chuckled, and I felt that same old humiliation creeping in. But this time, I was ready. I let him go on for a bit, waiting until he was riding high on his own smugness. Then I pulled out my phone and said casually, "Speaking of exciting lives, Mark, how's your trip to Italy going? You know, the one where you forgot to Photoshop the Dunkin' Donuts sign out of the background?" The room went silent. Mark froze, blinking like he'd misheard me. "What are you talking about?" he stammered. That's when I handed my phone to our cousin sitting next to me. One by one, the screenshots made their way around the room. Mark posing in Paris next to obvious English street signs. Mark leaning on a Ferrari with the rental watermark. Mark's laughably fake bank balance. With each new picture, the laughter grew louder, but this time none of it was directed at me. My cousins were howling, teasing him nonstop. "Yo, Mark, where's your Lamborghini parked right now? How was Paris, bro? Did you enjoy the Dunkin' Donuts tour?" Even the adults, who used to brush off his behavior as harmless, were shaking their heads, chuckling. Mark tried to backpedal, insisting it was all just a joke, but nobody was buying it. For once, his words carried no weight. He left early, sulking and red-faced, mumbling excuses under his breath. The best part wasn't even that night. It was the months afterward. His fake influencer persona became the running joke of the family. Anytime he tried to act cocky, someone would casually drop a line. "Careful, Mark, don't miss your flight to Paris." At holidays, my uncles would greet him with, "So where's the Ferrari parked today?" The power dynamic had completely shifted. The guy who had tormented me for years suddenly found himself on the receiving end. And the beauty of it was, I didn't have to be cruel. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't make up anything. I just held up a mirror to his lies and let everyone see the truth. That night was the most satisfying revenge of my life. After years of being his favorite target, I finally got to watch him squirm while the spotlight turned on him. And the best part, I didn't destroy him. He destroyed himself.